Women's basketball action in Elmhurst. Elmhurst and Carthage CCIW variety. So we are underway. Carthage winning the tip. I'm Tim Calderwood. Gina Veneer is alongside, back in the saddle today as the Blue Jays taking on Carthage in what has been a very solid matchup the past couple of years.
It has indeed been a solid matchup. Actually, Elmhurst has had the advantage at least the past couple of seasons, 4-3. However, if you're looking at history, the win column belongs to Carthage. They are 40 wins and 15 losses against Elmhurst total. So it should be a great matchup tonight.
Last season, certainly one of the more memorable matchups as Elmhurst travels. You may notice we're having a little technical difficulties here and there. We are working as astutely as possible to correct these situations. Producer-director Glenn is on top of it. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy my voice. I'm Tim, and she is Gina. Carthage with a 2-0 lead. Looking to lob into the post towards Kaylee Corcoran, who has it swatted by Megan Ney. Blocks on each end of the floor so far. Diana Jacqueline came up with a swat for Carthage. Driving baseline right is Jordan Maisto, who throws it away. Merklin will save it from crossing half court. 15 to shoot for the Blue Jays as Rashida Joyner will attempt the left edge of the lane. Dump it off for Monroe, corner left, on the move along the baseline. Back out to Joyner with 10 to shoot. Angling around the arc to the right. Into the right corner for Maisto in front of the Carthage bench. A three for the lead, off the mark. Rebound knocked out of the hands of Heather Gilmore and collected by Kelsey Monroe.
Well, it was a great look at the three-pointer there and even a better rebound by Monroe. And she's just going to do things herself, get the rebound, and throw up the three-pointer, putting Elmhurst ahead now.
3-2, Elmhurst with the advantage here in the first half at R.A. Faginal Hall. Glad to have you alongside. Danny Ripke for Carthage. Skip it cross court towards Heather Gilmore. Back to the right side for Taylor Tendelli. 10 to shoot. Gilmore looking to lob again. Here's Tendelli on the move. Wing right. Over to Jacqueline at the elbow. Backing her way in against Ney. It's an air ball. Offensive rebound, having to hurry. A travel before the shot clock violation. Would have been a shot clock violation for Carthage. Either way, it is a turnover for the Lady Reds. Mentioned last season's meeting. Well, how about this score here in Elmhurst? 85-84, Carthage with the win. 40-footer at the buzzer for the victory. Kelsey Monroe's three-pointer is short. Lindsay Long with 45 points for Elmhurst, nearly leading the Blue Jays to the upset of Carthage, who was ranked at the time. Lady Reds have been ranked as high as 5th in the nation this year. This is the first week that they are unranked as they arrive here in Elmhurst and take the lead at 4-3. That is due to those consecutive losses to start conference season for a program that lost only 2 conference games a year ago. Entry pass for Megan Ney is knocked away, and it'll be a turnover for Elmhurst.
Well, those statistics are pretty shocking for a team like Carthage in the Lady Reds, losing 2 in a row against Wheaton on Wednesday. 2 big games. Illinois Wesleyan on Saturday, and Elmhurst is just kind of looking to further their streak. They picked up a huge win against Augustana on Saturday after a solid game in overtime by Merklin and Schwerdman, the two of them kind of putting the team back on the market for the win, a huge conference win. So Elmhurst trying to take advantage here.
Kaylee Corcoran makes it look easy. 6-3 in favor of the Lady Reds, who are searching for their very first conference win of the season. They went all the way to the NCAA sectional round last year. That's the round of 16, where they were upended by the defending national champions from George Fox University. And returning the solid core of players from last year's team, including Diana Jacqueline, who was a big player, a first-team all-conference choice. And Jacqueline, with an entry pass for a layup, leads to a bucket and a timeout for Elmhurst. Stephanie Werner not happy for the Blue Jays. 8-3, Carthage with the advantage. 16:26 to go first half. Zooming in on the Elmhurst huddle as Stephanie Werner trying to settle down the Blue Jays here in the opening 20 minutes of play. Carthage clearly looks, you don't want to use the word desperate at this early point in the season, Gina, but they really can't afford to drop to 0-3.
Well, they have had a decent season overall, but as we both know, Tim, the conference record is what truly matters. And like I said before, with Elmhurst having a big win against Augustana, they're looking to take advantage of kind of those 2-in-a-row losses and making it 3 in a row for Carthage here tonight.
Rashida Joyner, right of the lane as it's swatted by Jacqueline. Receiving a note from producer-director Glenn. He tells me we will work on the video feed at halftime, so we'll have it fixed for you then. In the meantime, stick with us. You can hear the audio. You can see some video. It's just bright green currently.
You can blame it on the snow, I guess.
You can imagine that we're underwater. That would be what it would look like if you were underwater in the Chicago River right now, right?
There you go.
Megan Ney is fouled on the entry pass from Maisto. Talking about Carthage, some of their non-conference victories, some big ones. They won early in this season, jumping out to a 6-0 start with a win at Concordia, Wisconsin to open the campaign. They also won 4 straight after their consecutive losses, but have dropped 2 in a row to start conference play. And this is a team that lost only twice in conference last year. One of those 2 losses was to Elmhurst. Megan Ney at the free throw line, 3 seconds.
Well, I think, Tim, that kind of goes to show in how competitive the CCIW bracket is and the teams that are within it. You've got a team like Carthage who can pick up a huge amount of non-conference wins against great teams, but then you come into the CCIW, which is a tough conference to be in, and they've lost 2 already.
Megan Ney knocks away the bounce pass for Jacqueline. Boy, you kind of sound like a coach there. Every coach will tell you, our conference is strong, top to bottom. There's no easy games.
Well, you know, it's true, and the record and the numbers will show that too. It's a competitive league, and the CCIW is a tough one. That's a fact.
I think the biggest thing you can say as it relates to that is Carthage last season was one of 2 CCIW schools to make the postseason in the NCAA tournament. The other was Illinois Wesleyan, and both Carthage and Illinois Wesleyan were in the sectional round. Foul is called against Danny Ripke. It is her second, and she will head to the bench as Carthage, with the first substitution of the game, it's Allison Gressel. Bucket has a lid on it right now for the Blue Jays, who trail 8-3. Here's Jacqueline surrounded and partially blocked by Joyner. That is going to be, I think, something that Diana Jacqueline will see an awful lot of in the CCIW. She kind of snuck up on players a bit last season, her first year in the conference, after playing initially at Florida Gulf Coast University, which is a Division I program. Transferred into Carthage last year and was an immediate impact for Tim Bernero's squad, and really one of the biggest differences why Carthage was kind of able to turn the corner in the CCIW. Megan Ney misses short. Carthage chases down the rebound. Elmhurst having some difficulties on the offensive end here early on. 14:43 first half. 8-3 Carthage with the lead. Tendelli at the free throw line in the low post for Corcoran, who is hammered on the way up. Second foul whistled against the Blue Jays. It's on Megan Ney. That is her first, and our officiating crew this evening: Jen Washoe, Mark Briney, and Bob Fry. Stepping to the line is Kaylee Corcoran, who has scored in double figures 8 times this season. CCIW's second leading shooter in terms of field goal percentage. Missing the first free throw.
Along with C.J. Harris.
On the season, Corcoran at 67% from the stripe, 29 of 43. Splitting a pair here. It's a 9-3 Lady Reds advantage. Carthage shooting 69% as a team from the free throw line. And the Lady Reds will apply some pressure as well. Rashida Joyner is surrounded in a trouble spot against the trap, throwing it away. It's loose on the floor, out of bounds. Who last touched it? They'll say it is off of Carthage. Allison Gressel chasing it down, perhaps was the last to touch it. Kim Schwartman has entered off of the Elmhurst bench, and boy, what a couple of games she has put together for the Blue Jays. Schwartman, a sophomore, played both varsity and junior varsity last year. Just 6 varsity games overall, has her pass knocked away, but career high 19 against Augustana on Saturday. That after putting up 16 against Milliken in the CCIW opener.
Yeah, Schwartman definitely on fire. Actually, Tim, I was surprised to not see her in Coach Warner's starting lineup after having an excellent week last week against some tough teams, conference games. You know, the loss, however, coming from Milliken, but 16 points. She had a 61.9% shooting percentage in last week, and 10 of those points against the Augustana team came in overtime. So big points towards the end of the stretch of the game. She's definitely a huge asset to have in the lineup.
Diana Jacklin is having a tough go of it in the post early on. Megan Ney with a block for the Blue Jays and then thrown away as Elmhurst records the steal. They need to start converting on the offensive end. They're not playing poorly defensively. They just haven't been able to do very much on the offensive side. Here's Megan Ney out to Joyner, rotating to Schwartman. Inside the three-point arc, the 19-footer is short, followed the shot, but couldn't chase it down as Christy Schmidt on the strong side controls for Carthage.
Well, it's clear that Elmhurst is definitely struggling to find kind of an offensive rhythm, and I think part of that is coming from the pressure that they're kind of having to deal with against Carthage. Right off the bat with the pressure coming with the press. I mean, it's tough to break, and we're seeing its challenges ahead of us.
Shot clock under 10. Here's Gressel for 3. Jacklin the offensive rebound, right back and in. Diana Jacklin, one of the top players in the CCIW, 9th in scoring, 10th in rebounding, 3rd in field goal percentage, 2nd in steals, and the conference leader in blocks. Converting on a second chance opportunity for the Lady Reds, who have an 8-point advantage. Here's Schwartman along the left baseline. Jacklin adds to her conference leading total in blocks. CJ Harris a second opportunity. Jacklin is fouled on the rebound. How about Elmhurst? 1 of 12 to start the game.
Well, cold to say the least, and I know it's cold outside, but we're seeing that it's freezing cold for Elmhurst inside, and I know Coach Warner has been really stressing literally just repetition and consistency and taking shots. She's having the girls come in for 45 minutes every day outside of practice time to literally shoot for 45 minutes, and I'm not seeing the advantage or the benefits coming from that practice right now. Like I said, just cold. They've just got to start getting a rhythm here, and somebody's got to kind of put a spark in that.
Kuzmani attempts a three-pointer. Into the post, knocked away off of Schmidt to Elmhurst. Turnovers have been a problem for each side. That is the 4th Carthage turnover. 4 Elmhurst turnovers in the game as well. Shooting has been a problem for the Blue Jays this year. It started in the return from their Christmas layoff against Nebraska Wesleyan. It has carried over through the start of CCIW play as well. The Blue Jays shooting under 40% as a team, 39.7%. Schwartman just outside the lane will try the 7-footer, and it's short. Meanwhile, Carthage, well, they've been pretty good defensively, holding their opponents to just 36% from the floor, compared to Elmhurst, who holds their opponents to 41%. Lady Reds looking for a double-digit lead with 11.5 remaining in the first. And they will wave off the shot as the foul was called. Kuzmanic. Well, now they count it. Nobody was acting as if it counted, and they didn't put the points on the scoreboard either until Jen Washoe walked over to the table and said, yep, that basket's good. So the lead is 10, and Kuzmanic attempting to extend it here. 11 at 14-3. Blue Jays looking to get something going offensively. Merklin bouncing for Vaughn around the arc to Monroe. Corner left, high to Schwartman. CJ Harris in the left corner with 13 to shoot. A lot of complacency on offense. Merklin is posting and wants the ball. Shot clock is at 9 as Harris sets a screen for Vaughn. Rolling around the lane. The jumper may have been partially blocked by Kuzmanic. And a traveling ball is called on the rebound. Schmidt controlled but fell to the floor. And we'll give it back to the Blue Jays. Only 3 points on the board for Elmhurst. So we come up on the midway point of the first half. Here is Merklin looking to change that. too long. Good attempt on the rebound by Schwartman trying to keep it alive, and falling out of bounds, Harris manages to toss it off of Kuzmanik. And a timeout for Elmhurst. It is a full timeout. 10:45 to play in the first half. It is all Carthage, 14-3. We step aside. This is Blue Jay TV.
We're actually really good this year. There's 23 of us on the team, so it's quite a large team. We were close friends. A lot of the teammates lived together with other teammates. In high school, I wasn't like the most organized person because sports were just kind of like a side note in high school. Here, you have to really balance yourself. Division III, it's more academics first, softball second. So our coach really strives on the academic portion of the school. And I mean, just like yesterday, we had a game. I went to class and came late to the game instead, but the game was canceled, luckily. Like softball's really kind of taught me some organization skills, I guess.
Oh.
10:45 to play in the first half. Tim Calderwood alongside Gina Veneer here on Blue Jay TV. We won't be green in the second half, I promise. Producer-director Glenn will be working on that. Gina, Elmhurst trailing by double digits here in the first half, and the shots have not been falling for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, we're seeing definitely a cold offense for Elmhurst right now. More importantly, this Carthage team does not look like they just came off of two conference losses, two huge conference losses. They're coming in with a ton of confidence and just basically owning the floor, owning the scoreboard as well. Elmhurst has got to find a spark.
Sethany Werner spending a timeout, trying to do something. Elmhurst is 1 of 15 to begin the game. Waiting for the final official to get into his spot as Kelsey Monroe will trigger it into Schwartman high left. Schwartman fakes right, comes back to the left edge. Harris will pop out at the top of the arc. Here is Merklin into the lane for Harris, who is held by Kaylee Corcoran. Diana Jacklin returns for the Lady Reds. But one of the reasons I think for Elmhurst's shooting woes here to start the contest, they haven't really been attacking the basket very much. Schwartman, the inbounder, lobbing for Harris at the free throw line. She'll try the 13-footer that rattles its way through.
Well, we have seen, as you mentioned, a lot of outside shots being taken by the Blue Jays, and they're just simply not falling. So exactly what CJ did there is kind of the rhythm that they need to start getting into. Make your short bunny shots, play good defense, and trap like this.
Well, you talk about playing good defense. How about this? Carthage has spent 20 seconds, and they have yet to cross half court. Wow. Kuzmanik, with 4 to shoot, is not even across the half court line. Shot clock violation. Wow. And the Blue Jay fans will rise to their feet here at R.A. Faginal Hall, and rightfully so. We haven't seen much of the press for the Blue Jays this season. Sethany Werner has had a tendency to be kind of a pressing coach, but the problem has been that when you press, oftentimes it leads to 3-on-2, 2-on-1. Not the case there. How about the move from C.J. Harris? Oh, baby. What a spin around a defender. And the Blue Jays have woken up at the midway point of the first half.
Absolutely woken up, and I think with a splash of water, too. Wow, this is an absolute turnaround of a team. We've got to make stops. We've got to just continue kind of in this rhythm, this fire. Strong defense and being aggressive, making those little layups, those bunny shots. Start there, pinch your way kind of to, try to remove this huge deficit that Carthage is holding.
Merklin moved her pivot foot before she had the basketball going with. Traveling violation. Hands it back to Carthage. The 5th turnover of the game for Elmhurst. After Haley Sturchik moments ago snapped the scoring spell, the brief 4-0 run. Let's see what kind of press the Blue Jays can come up with here. Tendelli is in a trouble spot, but eases it over towards Sturchik on the left wing. Only took 6 seconds for Carthage to get it over the timeline there, as opposed to 26. Sturchik wants to lob. Instead finds the wide open Tendelli. Top of the arc, 3-pointer short. Off the front iron, Merklin weak side with a rebound. Merklin looking to lead the break. Vaughn quickly into Ney. Count it, and a foul. Or will they wave it off? They haven't signaled the basket's good yet. No shot. Diana Jacqueline with the push before the basket from Megan Ney, but that is how you have to attack the basket here as well.
Absolutely, breaking the press strong, aggressive, kind of a sense of we know what we're doing out here on the offensive side of things, and it was an excellent run.
Monroe from long range hits the 18-footer in the left corner. 16-9, Elmhurst trailing. Jacqueline tries to go coast to coast. Dumps it off for Corey Bazzani, who has it swatted away. Bazzani falling away, it's loose. Tapped out of bounds by Monroe into the Elmhurst bench.
Merklin, a huge block right there under the basket. Clean, absolutely what the Blue Jays needed here, and now another big stop is what they need.
Carthage with 15 on the shot. Sturczyk towards the lane, offensive foul. Bazzani attempting to clear out of the post, the 5'10 junior forward. Lauren Rhodes off of the Elmhurst bench. Schwartman, Vaughn, Merklin, Ney, and Rhodes for Elmhurst as Vaughn senses the contact. I think you wanted him to push, huh, Gina?
Yeah, I was looking for a push there. We had some Blue Jays wide open. Vaughn did a great job of bringing the ball up the court, finding herself at the free throw line, and it's exactly what we need, kind of a 180, a turn of events, doing a few things, just the little things, getting us a spark, playing solid defense, being aggressive, and finding open shots down low after breaking the press is going to be huge for the Blue Jays.
Well, we had a push, but was it against Drew-Ann Pankratz for the foul, and Pankratz the other way, knocked to the hardwood with what will be the 5th Elmhurst foul as they charge it to Kim Schwartman. Second on Schwartman. And she will stay in the game with those 2 fouls for the time being. Tendelli inbound into the left corner. Pankratz, who has had 3 brothers who have played basketball, and not just Division III basketball. A couple of brothers who have been very successful at the Division I level as the Blue Jays come up with another block. And it'll be out of bounds off of Carthage to the Blue Jays. Entering is Christy Schmidt, taking the place of Bazzani on the floor. 8:13 first half. 16-9, Carthage with the lead. Rhodes works around traffic, 3-on-2 for Elmhurst. To the basket is Schwartman, swatted by Jacqueline. My goodness. Well, you see why Diana Jacqueline is the CCIW leader in blocks. Jacqueline already with 4 blocks here in the half. The shot clock is down to 20 for the Blue Jays. Rhodes fakes left against Pankratz, picks up her dribble. Rhodes again, baseline right, a double team. Looking for help, and it's knocked away and stolen. Gilmore the steal. Ahead to Tendelli to the basket and through. Good crowd has gathered on this Tuesday evening here in Elmhurst. On both sides of the floor as Megan Ney's shot is blocked again by Jacqueline. But Merklin with the offensive rebound will dribble around her defender and lay it in.
Lots of back and forth play here. And what we're seeing is just kind of now Tendelli slowing things down for Carthage, but Elmhurst and the Lady Reds just kind of going back and forth. And I like that push, especially for Elmhurst. It's exactly what we need. Though there is a lot of time left in this game, they need to continue to get that motivation up and kind of a sense of confidence to get ahead in this game.
Christy Schmidt with a 3-pointer for Carthage, pushing the lead to double digits at 21-11. See if the Blue Jays can answer again. Here is Rhodes into the center of the lane. A lot of contact.
Foul charge to
Christy Schmidt with the fouler first. And a timeout for Carthage. A full timeout. No, a 30 timeout. Scratch that. Initially signaled full and change it to a 30 here with 6:54 remaining in the opening half. Here on Blue Jay TV, I'm Tim Calderwood alongside Gina Veneer as Elmhurst settling down a little bit, but Carthage has also found a way after that initial pressure to break through, and now it's starting to lead to some quick points on the offensive end.
Absolutely, and also what we're seeing from Elmhurst is when the shots weren't falling on offense, you saw a strong sense and a push for defense, which gave them a huge advantage, and we're kind of seeing a little bit more of a fire underneath the Blue Jays here, and we're hoping that, there's a lot of time left in this game, that it just continues.
Elmhurst will be at the free throw line coming out of the timeout, trailing by 10 with 6:54 to play. The Blue Jays have only been to the line once in the contest. They are 0 of 1. The officials have let them play here in the first half. Carthage is 2 of 3 at the stripe. And Lauren Rhodes will have the honors for the Blue Jays. Shooting 2, Rhodes 64% shooter this season, 11 of 17. First free throw is in. Elmhurst 68% as a squad. Lauren Rhodes, a freshman out of Howell, Michigan. Scored 2 points on Saturday in 11 minutes of action down in Rock Island in Elmhurst's overtime win over Augustana, which we've spent some time talking about, but didn't mention the fact that Elmhurst led by 17 in the second half, and Augustana on their home floor did not give up. 21-13. Cross-court pass for Ripke. Looking to lob in the post for Jacqueline. Couldn't control the rebound off of the air ball. Out of bounds to the Blue Jays.
Well, Augustana proved that it can be done at home, and Elmhurst 2-2 here at home. Carthage having a good road record at 6-2. However, Elmhurst only won that game against Augie by 3 in overtime. Augustana came back, and we're hoping that we can see the same thing here, but of course, in the advantage of the Blue Jays.
Joyner fakes left and is stripped. Heather Gilmore just took it away. 22 in red beat the 22 in blue. Ripke, one of the top three-point shooters in the conference, misses the three-pointer, and a good box out by Merklin. 6 minutes to go in the half. Rhodes wing left. Around it goes. Devin Vaughn will drive the baseline. Out to an open Nay. 13-footer, no. Rebound is out of bounds. Last touch by Ripke, stays with the Blue Jays. Megan Fitz for Elmhurst. Kelsey Monroe returning as well. One thing Tethany Warner is not afraid to do, that is go to her bench. She'll do it frequently as well. First appearance for Fitz today. Fitz at the right elbow. Loose on the ground. Gilmore initially recorded the steal. The conference leader in steals, and you can see why. Here's Ripke. Wing right, three-pointer, short off the front. Iron Joyner on the weak side. Targets Monroe, out of bounds. While Taylor Tindelli ended up into the third row. Saying hello to all the Carthage fans gathered in the vicinity there.
Well, Tondelli herself hasn't been a stranger to Elmhurst. Actually, fun fact about Miss Tondelli, number 20 here for Carthage, I had a class with her freshman year. She was actually a Blue Jay her freshman year, and found her way to Carthage, and also found her way to a successful career in basketball. Started off with the Blue Jays, gave it a try, and now she is actually playing against us.
An offensive foul for Carthage. Diana Jacqueline's second. Her and Danny Ripke both on the floor with 2 fouls for the Lady Reds. Megan Nay heading the other way for free throws. Nay with 10 points and 9 rebounds at Augustana on Saturday. This season she shoots at 73%. 49 visits to the line, more than any member on this Elmhurst squad. First free throw is in. Deficit is 7 with 5:05 to play. Megan Nay is second team all-conference choice last year. Finished 9th in the conference in scoring, adding 2 to her total here tonight. 21-15. Elmhurst is 2-2 at home this year. The Blue Jays have not been in front of the home fans very often this season. Carthage, meanwhile, on the road, 5-2 this year, including 0-1 in the CCIW. Gilmore goes court wide to the left edge for Tendelli. On the move to the basket, off the glass and in. Tendelli, who netted a season-high 13 points in the loss to Wesleyan on Saturday, converts here for the Lady Reds, 23-15. Fitz, baseline right from 7. Ripke controls. Gilmore towards the basket, turns away. Lob towards the post, out of bounds, staying with the Lady Reds. Corcoran was the target. Jordan Maisto returning for Elmhurst. Allison Gressel returns for Carthage. Gressel with the ball in her left hand. Shot clock down to 10. Here is Schmidt to the right side for Gressel. Surrounded. Out to an open Corcoran. 16-footer spins away, and Merklin is held up on the rebound. Well, the fouls are beginning to pile up for Carthage. Christy Schmidt becomes the 4th Carthage player with 2 fouls. We've already referenced Ripke and Jacqueline. Heather Gilmore is in the game with 2 fouls, and now Schmidt with a pair as well. And Megan Merklin heading the other way, the 10th foul against Carthage, meaning super bonus for Elmhurst. Merklin with a friendly roll on the first toss. 3rd team All-CCIW choice last year. Currently 11th in the CCIW in scoring at 11.8 points per ball game. Good on both here. 23-17. Elmhurst overcame a dismal start. Just 1 of 15 to open the game. And they are within 6 and force a turnover here. Kelsey Monroe will sachet across the half-court stripe. Megan Ney high left with the ball in her right hand. Works it out to Merklin in the right corner. Back up high towards Maisto, working on Tendelli. To Monroe, it's at her feet. Loose on the floor, jump ball is called. Elmhurst maintains possession.
Well, Tim, what the Blue Jays really need to do is take advantage of the fact that they are in bonus, which means Carthage is going to play a little bit lighter, fluffier, if you will, defense shouldn't really scare Elmhurst too much. And what that means is they should slow the pace down, knowing that Carthage is going to take it a little bit easier on defense, hoping to not foul.
Megan Ney travels at the elbow. Elmhurst with 10 turnovers in the half. Carthage with 8. 3:15 to go. Gressel, 1 dribble. Up high for Tendelli. Open 3-pointer good. Taylor Tendelli with 7 points for Carthage here in the first half. She averages under 4 a game. Megan Ney into the lane. Tried to chase down the miss. It's still loose. Fits in the lane from 6 feet away. Drops in. (26-19) the score. Blue Jays down 7 with 2.5 to play. A travel. Elmhurst won 2 of the 3 meetings last year with Carthage. Their one loss was a 1-point contest here at home. We referenced it already, a 40-foot buzzer beater by Carthage to overcome 45 points from Lindsay Long. Carthage lost to Elmhurst at home and also lost to the Blue Jays in the CCIW tournament as Elmhurst reached the championship game for the first time in school history. Monroe in the right corner. To Merklin with the shot clock winding down to 5. Fitz will try on the left wing. Off to the right, controlled by Gilmore. Under 2 minutes to play. Schmidt wanting to lob. Gressel fakes left, back to the right, down the center of the lane. Tosses it to the basket. It rolls in, and a foul as well. Tefney Werner was pleading for a travel. Megan Fitz with the foul, her first, just the 5th on the Blue Jays. And Gressel will try to finish the three-point play. Gressel played in all 29 games a season ago. Out of Park Ridge, Illinois, played at Maine South, finishing the three-point play, and it's again a 10-point edge, 29-19. Fitz breaks the press. Merklin nearly dribbles it off of her foot, moves it into the left corner for Fitz. Maisto, back to Ney, lobbing for Merklin in the lane. She was fronted and it's swatted away from Tendelli. Tendelli came in out of nowhere from behind Megan Ney to knock it away.
Well, Tim, unfortunately, what we're seeing here out of the Blue Jays, especially on offense, is this timid, almost a scared kind of attitude that we're seeing. And you can't have that, especially when you know that this Carthage team has got to take it easy. They're not wanting to put him at the line, giving him 2 free shots.
Vaughn to beat the shot clock off to the left. Shot clock violation, never hit rim.
And what began as a spark here with about 8 minutes left here in the first half is kind of starting to wind down to Carthage just taking over.
One minute to go in the half. Schmidt all by herself on the right edge, blocked by Merklin from behind. Dangerous challenge over the top. We've seen a lot of shot blocks here in the first half. Merklin for 3. Monroe attempting to control the rebound, couldn't get there and commits the foul, reaching in on Kaylee Corcoran. CJ Harris returning for the final 45 seconds.
16th foul on the Blue Jays.
First foul against Monroe, the 6th against Elmhurst. So no free throws for Carthage. The next Elmhurst foul would put them at the line. Lady Reds by 10. They've held double-digit leads on 3 different occasions here in the first half. And every time Elmhurst has managed to fight their way back in, reaching as close as 6 points here in the opening 20 despite a difficult start, shooting just 21%. Down to 10 as Chappa dribbles in the left corner. Heather Gilmore, top of the arc with 5 to shoot. Back to Chappa. Desperation to beat the shot clock, didn't hit anything. Shot clock is dark with 14 7/10 to play in the first. Elmhurst will have an opportunity to pull under double digits heading into the locker room. And again, at the half, we will have the fixing of our green screens. Maisto with 5 into the lane, throws it away. It's taken away by Gressel. Still working to the bucket, knocked away by Vaughn, but a foul is called. Vaughn came in from behind, and a foul will be called. Free throws upcoming. Carthage with an opportunity to take a lead by a dozen heading into the half.
Well, pretty much exactly how you do not want to go into a half. Already down by 10. Maisto having a strong drive to the basket there, which, in my opinion, she should have just kind of continued along with it, maybe hoping for a chance to find herself at the free throw line or putting up a shot, at least something down there, instead of trying to pass it off into somebody else's hands and unfortunately leading to a turnover. And now the Blue Jays head into the locker room with a little bit less motivation.
It is halftime. Carthage 31, Elmhurst 19. The Blue Jays have their work cut out for them here at home. Looking to get over the 500 mark in CCIW play for the first time this year while handing Carthage their 3rd consecutive defeat, while the Lady Reds, looking for CCIW victory number 1, find themselves up by a dozen at the break. We'll have some numbers for you shortly. We'll also run through the CCIW standings and schedule today. This is Blue Jay TV. Halftime in Elmhurst, Carthage 31, Elmhurst 19 in women's basketball action on this Tuesday night. Glad to have you alongside. Tim Calderwood with you. We'll have some first half numbers coming your way in just moments. But first, let's take a look at the standings in the CCIW entering play today. 3 teams are unbeaten. Illinois Wesleyan and Millikin, along with Wheaton, North Park and Elmhurst 1-1. Carthage, Augustana, and North Central 0-2. Saturday's scores saw Illinois Wesleyan win at Carthage 70-60. Elmhurst winning at Augustana in overtime. Wheaton with a 72-59 victory at North Central. And Millikin a 67-60 victory over North Park. Other games today look like this. Illinois Wesleyan is at Wheaton in a matchup of unbeaten schools. North Central at North Park. And Wheaton at Augustana. Let's take a look in at some of the scores currently. Halftime down in Decatur, Illinois Wesleyan leading Millikin 41-23. Nikki Preston with 9 points to lead a balanced attack for Illinois Wesleyan, who has held Elise Wildman, the CCIW's leading scorer, to just 3 first half points, while Julia Robert converted 8 for Millikin in the opening 20 minutes of play. North Park and North Central in a tight one in the city this evening. North Park 39, North Central 38 at halftime. 2 players in double digits for North Park, Roxanne Jones with 13, Antoinette Coleman with 11. Sophie Newson with 11 for North Central as well. And in Rock Island, they have begun the second half of play with Wheaton on top of Augustana by the score of 32-27. Kristen Fox with 10 for Augustana. Laura Karsten with 15 to lead Wheaton. So those are the scores around the CCIW currently. We'll take a break. When we return, first half numbers. This is Blue Jay TV.
It's been great. I've been able to achieve some of my goals I've set for myself, and I guess coming to a smaller school in wrestling, I got to be able to start right away and wrestle every year so far. Coming here and be able to compete right away is great. Since coming here in wrestling, I'm a 3-time All-American. I won a national championship this year, went undefeated. 2-time conference champion, conference outstanding wrestler this year. Me and Coach Bernard are pretty close. I go in there all the time and talk to him, not just about wrestling. And since coming here, I've been able to relate closer to my team and the coaches and stuff.
Maginot Hall is the site in Elmhurst, Illinois. Women's basketball action on this Tuesday evening. Elmhurst taking on Carthage, who has been ranked as high as number 5 in the nation this season. I'm Tim Calderwood. Gina Veneer is alongside this evening. And Gina, the scoreboard says 31-19 in favor of Carthage. Elmhurst was just 1 of 15 to open the contest and finished just 6 of 29 in the opening 20 minutes of play. One would have to believe that the Blue Jays can't shoot that poorly for 2 full halves.
You're right, and you know, this game is definitely still winnable for the Blue Jays. They're not completely out of this contest. It's 2 tough teams in the CCIW. Anytime 2 teams from this conference come together, it's competitive play. And that's exactly what we're seeing here tonight, a little bit of back and forth. Obviously, Elmhurst very cold on offense, pushing their defense a lot to try to get another advantage, but they've got a whole other half to play and definitely an opportunity to get ahead.
We'll have some full statistics for you in just a moment, but one number that stands out in my head is 14 combined blocks. I told you there were a lot of blocks in the first half of play. 7 for Carthage, 7 for Elmhurst. Diana Jacqueline with 5 blocks for Carthage. Now the Blue Jays have done a great job on her defensively. Just 2 points, but Jacqueline with 6 rebounds and 5 blocks, so she has been very involved on the defensive side for the Lady Reds. 7 points is the high score in the game for Carthage. Taylor Tendelli and Kaylee Corcoran with 7 points apiece, as Carthage shot 43% in the first half, 12 of 28. They were 2 of 7 from three-point range, 29%. Rebounds dead even at 19 aside. Points in the paint, though, heavily slanted towards the Lady Reds, who lead 18-8 in that department. And you may notice we are back in live and in living color. Thanks to our staff here at RA Maginot Hall for adjusting our issues. And appreciate your sticking with us as well. I am told that the archive will be in complete color, so if you want to go back and see all of that and not green screen, you can do so. Carthage opens with possession in the second half. All of our broadcasts here on Blue Jay TV are archived. Right away, the Lady Reds find Diana Jacqueline. That'll be a key for Carthage here in the second half. They are available. Our broadcasts are on the Elmhurst TV YouTube page. So look for that. Rashida Joyner, Kelsey Monroe, Megan Ney, Megan Merklin, and Jordan Maisto for Elmhurst. A little bit of a look for the Blue Jays as they go to Joyner, who answers right away. It's the starting five for Elmhurst. Carthage with Kaylee Corcoran, Heather Gilmore, Danny Ripke, Diana Jacqueline, and Taylor Tendelli. They're starting five as well. Jacqueline high left to Corcoran, who pokes out. Now it's Tendelli on the move against Ney, foul, little contact. Quick whistle, it'll be the first of the half from either side. Tendelli looking to inbound, having some problems, hurrying towards Ripke in the right corner. She will ease it around the perimeter. Bouncing to Corcoran. Looking to lob for Jacqueline, who was being fronted by Ney, throwing it away, but Ripke saves. Ripke high right, passing on the three, lobbing instead for Jacqueline, working against Joyner. Under 10 to shoot, out to Tendelli, wing left, three-pointer off the back iron. Joyner out-leaps Ripke for the rebound. Key for the Blue Jays is going to be making a run here early in the second half. Merklin pivoting, clearing out. Monroe keeps it alive in the right corner. Back out to Joyner. Dribbling in from 17, off the back iron. Rebound is still free. Dribbled off of the foot of Heather Gilmore. So the Blue Jays catch a break.
Well, as you mentioned, Tim, I think it's absolutely vital for the Blue Jays to kind of get ahead right now, start getting a bit of a rhythm on offense and to cut, especially when, you go into the second half down by 12 already. You really cannot give up any easy shots, easy possessions, and at this case, any long periods of time with the ball in the possession of for Carthage.
Maisto, right corner. Out to Merklin, continuing to rotate. Maisto will poke out. Drive in. Here is Merklin, top of the arc. 3 seconds whistled against Megan Ney.
Again, kind of seeing that sense of timid attitude out of the Blue Jays right now, which is definitely not helping their case by any means. You've got to come out knowing, okay, look, we didn't really show a strong sense of offense in the first half. Let's do something else. Let's find a way to kind of find ourselves open underneath, get some layups, easy shots, and kind of work our way back from there. And you cannot come out here with a shy attitude against this Lady Red basketball team.
3 seconds the other way. Corcoran caught in the lane. Well, if you're going to call it one way, make sure you do it the other end as well. That's all the coaches ask for. Our officiating crew this afternoon, Jen Washoe, Mark Briney, and Bob Fry. As Kelsey Monroe will have free throws upcoming for Elmhurst, following Kaylee Corcoran's third foul. Fouls were a problem for Carthage in the first half. They committed 10 total, 4 players with 2 each. Kelsey Monroe's first free throw is through. Elmhurst 6 of 7 at the line in the first half. Monroe's first venture there today, and the second attempt drops its way through. (33-23). Elmhurst within 10. See if the stops can begin to mount on the defensive side. Jacqueline, top of the arc. Back to Corcoran with 10 to shoot. Bouncing for Ripke at the right elbow. Ripke down the right side of the lane. They'll count the bucket and a foul as well. Danny Ripke looking to finish the three-point play. Her first trip to the line today as well. Double-figure score in the first 4 games of the year. Her first points this evening. 36-23, and Elmhurst turns it over, struggling against the Carthage press. C.J. Harris will be the first substitution for the Blue Jays here in the second half. Tendelli struggling. Gilmore had to pop way out to get to the basketball. Jacqueline lobbing for Corcoran, double teamed, may have been partially blocked. Maisto threads the needle, trudging across half court. Ney at the right elbow, driving to the basket, too long. Ripke to the basket, and a foul is called. Ripke came sneaking in on the weak side of the floor, and Carthage was able to target the wide open Cutter.
Well, we're really starting to see the frustration out of expression coming from Coach Warner over there on the bench, as she was kind of yelling over at the referees, call it both ways, after that last Elmhurst possession. And unfortunately, we're finding the Lady Reds more and more on the free throw line, giving them free opportunities, but Coach Warner, again, just outside of the foul calling. You can see the frustration in her team, as well as her, of course, and just looking for kind of a solution to the problem now.
Danny Ripke, all-state player at high school. School record at Deerfield High School, over 1,000 points. Splitting the free throws, 37-23. Elmhurst with a 3-on-1. Can Schwartman go all the way? Diana Jacqueline's third foul. And Schwartman will step to the line. 0 for 4 today from the floor. Schwartman, after scoring in double figures in both games last week, seeking her first points tonight, and she does. 4 double-digit games this year for Schwartman, who played at Glenbard South High School. Second free throw is off the back iron. And nearing 4 minutes into the second half, it is a 13-point Carthage lead, and a hold is called underneath. Rashida Joyner's second foul. Schmidt over the top of Harris. No. Attempting to keep the rebound alive, out of bounds off of Megan Ney. Oh, when that ball is loose on the floor, you have to secure it. Bring it into your body right away and deny the opportunity to keep it alive. Not so there, as the Lady Reds will work it into Gilmore in the left corner. Heather Gilmore fakes right, comes back to the left, works into a double team, clears out to Ripke. Three-pointer is good. Danny Ripke finished second in the CCIW in three-point percentage as a sophomore last year. Currently 7th in the conference this year. She's heating up in the second half. 40-24, 16-point lead for the Lady Reds. Megan Ney spinning in the lane, off the window, no. Ney fighting for the rebound, it's on the floor, and Gilmore secures. Lobbing toward Schmidt, who collides with Joyner. Third foul on Joyner. Christy Schmidt stepping to the line. Very solid from the free throw line this season. First free throw, no good. Schmidt 7th in the CCIW in free throw percentage currently. She leads Carthage with a 76% clip. And off the front iron, trickling through on the second attempt, 41-24. The Blue Jays need to beat the press and start turning it into easy opportunities. Devin Vaughn will try to do just that, slinging around a couple of defenders, and it's blocked away by Michelle Wenzel.
Carthage still putting on the press, up by 17 points here, and they are just not giving any mercy to the Blue Jays basketball team here, as we're constantly just seeing more points being added to the guest column up on the scoreboard, and it's an unfortunate unfortunately for the Blue Jays, something that they're not able to control at this point.
And it is a timeout for Elmhurst with 14:48 to play, a full one. Carthage looking for CCIW win number 1 of the season, in front by 19 on the road tonight. We step aside. This is Blue Jay TV.
I have had a great experience at Elmhurst. I'm obviously involved with the volleyball program. We're like sisters. It was instant friends as soon as I came here. Every year, the seniors get to pick places where we want to go for a tournament. So we've been to California, Colorado, Boston, and it's just been a fun experience because not only do we play volleyball, we also get to do touristy types of things. I would say we're pretty close because we practice 5 days a week for 2.5 hours. We're lifting, we're doing bonding things, and we're traveling on the weekends. So you're pretty much with these girls for 3 months every single day for hours. So we're all pretty close.
$14:48 to go in Elmhurst tonight. Carthage pouring it on in the second half, leading 43-24. Tethany Warner spending a timeout, still coaching her players here. Well, Elmhurst saw a 17-point second half lead evaporate at Augustana. Can they do the same at home here against Carthage? We'll find out. Along with Gina Veneer, I am Tim Calderwood on this Tuesday evening. Our next broadcast here on Blue Jay TV will be tomorrow night. The men welcome Carthage. 7:30 tip. Mark Kruger and Gina will have the call of that contest. Stephanie Mitchell is into the ball game. Goes court wide for Monroe with 3 to shoot. Monroe, a hurried three-pointer from 23 feet off the front iron, but an offensive rebound. Back out towards C.J. Harris. This Monroe again using a screen from Harris. Finds Schwartman in the right corner. And a foul as Schwartman will make her way to the free throw line again.
Coach Warner signaling from the sidelines a fast-paced offense is exactly what she's looking for. Let's keep things rolling. Let's not allow Carthage to get any more stops.
Free throw from Schwartman off the back iron. Splitting the pair, 43-25, and Elmhurst will apply some pressure. Remember, some press late in the first half allow the Blue Jays to start to come back, but Carthage eases it ahead here and results in an open layup for Michelle Wenzel, her first bucket of the game.
You're right, Tim, and I think implementing the press right now isn't a bad idea at all. The only thing you're running into is kind of problems just wearing down the Blue Jays, especially being down by so much. You really want to focus on offense, but they're going to try to use both sides of the floor to get ahead.
Wenzel with a block. One thing you can definitely say, there's a much different lineup out there for Elmhurst right now. C.J. Harris, Kelsey Monroe, Kim Schwartman, Stephanie Mitchell, and Devin Vaughn are the 5 for Elmhurst. Gilmore will dribble onto the left edge. Knocked away, and Schmidt chases down with 10 to shoot. Kuzmanik travels.
One thing you'll see a lot of times, the approach coming from Coach Warner is if something's not working, she's going to try to find something, or in this case, someone that will get the job done and will make things work. Constantly switching up the lineup, moving in and out players of all kind of different levels and styles of play. Just trying to find some sort of chemistry on the floor that'll work.
Schwartman open at the top of the key. Back rim, Kuzmanik with the rebound. Up next for Elmhurst, Saturday they are at Illinois Wesleyan. Schmidt clearing it out for Carthage. We will not have audio from there, but Illinois Wesleyan does. So for your coverage of Elmhurst on Saturday, both the men and women down in Bloomington, you'll have to check out the Titans. Meanwhile, for Carthage, they will welcome Augustana at home on Saturday. Second foul against Kelsey Monroe. Heather Gilmore to the stripe. Third in the CCIW in assists this season. Second team all-conference choice last year, averaged over 10 points a game. Senior for the Lady Reds. Looking to push the advantage to 22 to no avail, but an offensive rebound and a miss. Can't get any more wide open than Kaylee Corcoran was, who just flat out blew a wide open uncontested layup. CJ Harris in the right corner, in and out, and a rebound for Gressel. You'll live with it in a 21-point game, but in a closer contest perhaps later in the year, and certainly this contest could tighten up throughout, you won't live with it here. And what do? They go right back to Corcoran. The lead is 23 at 48-25. And Schwertman to the basket is fouled.
Foul charge to Kuzmanek. For second.
Stephanie Kuzmanek with her second foul. And Elmhurst throws it away. Well, they're certainly not doing themselves any favors trying to work their way back into the contest here this evening. 14th turnover of the game for the Blue Jays.
Well, we know it's going to be a lot of maybe sloppiness kind of coming from trying to explain kind of how the Blue Jays have been playing. We know Coach Warner's frustrated, the team is frustrated, just overall kind of looking very sloppy, can't get in a rhythm, can't find any breaks.
Carthage is doubling up Elmhurst, 50-25, and the Blue Jays will spend yet another timeout. With 11:47 to go, we step aside. This is Blue Jay TV.
With athletics in school, it's just, with me, I did it all throughout high school, so I needed to do sports in order to stay focused. I run cross country in the fall and track in the spring. I was injured my freshman year and I just felt like so off track. It didn't feel natural. Like, I think a lot of the students coming from high school and coming to D3, it's like what they need to stay focused. I mean, if you could do it in high school, you could do it here. The bigger schools, you don't have the coach time like you do here. You can just join the team and just have fun. We actually just went to Tennessee for a spring break trip, so it was different. It was a lot of fun being able to travel. We had 2 first place finishes, so it was kind of impressive. It's nice having like that other family aside from like, you know, being at home, because you're with them all the time. Don't be afraid to go out there and try new things.
Just 2 timeouts to go for Elmhurst. Tethany Warner digging deeper into her bench. Haley Rowe enters. Also in is Nikki Schaefer, trying to find some kind of spark here. Schaefer provided a little bit of a punch in a game against Nebraska Wesleyan off the bench. Misses a 17-footer from the left corner. Gressel spins away to Kuzmanek, top of the arc. Backing up and running the offense. Carthage 50, Elmhurst 25. Popping out is Sturchik, and she's a little short. Here comes Joyner to Maisto, wing left from 18, back iron. Offensive rebound for Mitchell, whose shot is blocked by Jacqueline. Say what you will about Jacqueline offensively today. She has not done a whole lot for the Lady Reds on the offensive end, but you can't talk enough about what she's done defensively as Carthage turns it over to the Blue Jays.
Well, it's absolutely been a game of blocked shots, Tim.
7 rebounds, 6 blocks, and 4 points for Jacqueline in the game. The Lady Reds continue to press Elmhurst. Jordan Maisto will yell out the play as she bounces into the corner for Schaefer. Moving right to left, looking for a wide open row underneath. Surrounded, bouncing into her hands, looking for help again with 10 to shoot. Here's Schaefer on the right baseline from 12, rimming out. Strong side rebound for Schmidt. Nearing the midway point of the second half. Carthage was up by a dozen at the break. The halftime score was 31-19. Jacqueline to the basket.
Wow.
And Jacqueline now with 6 points for Carthage. That means that Elmhurst in the second half has a whopping 6 points in the first 10 minutes. They started the game slow to begin, and they've started the second half slow as well.
If not slower, Tim, and unfortunately it just kind of continually is seeming to slow down. And some laziness, of course, we've mentioned the sloppy play out of the Blue Jays and the frustration obviously coming from this team.
Shooting percentage is down to 16% for the game. Gabby Chappa working towards Schmidt. Popping out is Gressel, an open three-pointer splash. (55-25), a 30-point Carthage lead. Mitchell in the right corner. Into the lane it goes for Mitchell. And a foul. I think it's interesting to see really the biggest scorers for the Blue Jays this year currently sitting on the bench. Megan Ney, Megan Merklin, the leading scorers on the season for Elmhurst. Combined between the two, almost 24 points per contest. So the free throw is good for Mitchell. Third leading scorer is Kelsey Monroe. She's also on the bench, along with Kim Schwertman. So the top 4 scorers for the Blue Jays currently having a seat with 9:11 to play.
Well, I think that's absolutely a surprise, Tim, but also kind of what's more of a surprise is just kind of the play that we've seen out of the Blue Jays coming off a win against Augustana, which was huge and exactly what they needed. You'd think maybe you'd come in with a little bit more of an attitude, some confidence, looking for that next win, kind of put them ahead in the conference, their conference record. But Carthage just comes to town and takes over.
Haley Rowe with the foul. Haley Sturczyk will step to the line. First free throw is good. (56-27). 57-27 after the free throws. Carthage continues to press. Schaefer eases ahead onto the right edge for Maisto. Now it is Rowe attempting to move into the left corner for Schaefer. Spotting up, it's an air ball from 18. And Carthage with another rebound on the offensive end. To the left side for Chappa. 3 is short. Ball's on the floor. Jump ball. Arrow to Elmhurst. And a hold is called. That will be the 6th foul against Carthage. The next one to put Elmhurst at the line with 8:18 to play on this Tuesday night. Our next broadcast of the Elmhurst College women will be 1 week from tonight as North Park University visits January 18th, the 7:30 start. Haley Rowe, no, but follows her shot and responds. Rowe did not play on Saturday at Augustana. Career high is 10 points at Loris. 57-29.
Rowe coming all the way from Colorado Springs to be a Blue Jay. Definitely something you don't see a lot of times at a college like Elmhurst. You get a lot of kids around the area looking at the lineup, a lot of Illinois kids. one from Florida, a few from Michigan, but mostly at this college absolutely draws in kids just around the area, kind of wanting to stick around at home, is what you find a lot of times on the lineups.
Drew-Ann Pankratz to Schmidt against Rowe. Into the right corner for Sturchik. Knocked away. Elmhurst basketball.
Phillips in for Carthage. Hicks for the Blue Jays. Along with Shortman.
Well, at this point, the Blue Jays can try to chip away at the lead and see what they can do here with a different look on the floor. Mitchell at the left elbow, bounces for Rowe, backing up with 15. Into the lane for Mitchell again, over the top of Pankratz. No. Rebound fought for, jump ball, and it'll go to Carthage.
Well, this is also an opportunity, Tim, for girls coming off the bench that we're seeing here. Kind of an interesting, a unique lineup, one that we don't see too often. Of course, Elmhurst down by a large amount, but these girls getting an opportunity to kind of get off of the bench and get on the floor, kind of show what they have to bring to this team, and of course why they're on the team. So it's an opportunity for one of these girls to step up and perhaps make a game out of it for at least themselves at this point.
Gabby Chappa converting for Carthage, who leads 61-31. Rhodes, high right to Schwartman, into the left corner. Mitchell from 18, splash. Stephanie Mitchell, whose top performance this season has been 5 points on 2 occasions. Sophomore hailing from Roscommon, Michigan. Getting into the act for the Blue Jays. Carthage throws it away. Kelsey Monroe will return. Rose spotting up, right edge from 19. Rebound is tapped around, and it belongs to Bazzani. Here's Pankratz spinning away. Mentioned her brothers. Well, 3 brothers all played college hoops. As Pankratz attempts from the top of the key, short. Rebound is loose on the floor. 2 at Wisconsin-Milwaukee, 1 at Northern Illinois, who finished his career at Rollins College, a Division II school down in Tampa. Her mother, the volleyball coach at Schaumburg High School, which is where her brothers and her have attended. In fact, Drew-Ann was an honorable mention all-state basketball player. In addition to playing volleyball at Schaumburg, she also plays volleyball for Carthage, so a 2-sport athlete. Kelsey Monroe, 2 of 2 at the line today, now 3 of 3. She is the leading scorer in the game for Elmhurst with 8. And now 9 points for Monroe, 61-35 with 5:11 to go. Lowest offensive output of the season for Elmhurst was 36 points in a loss at Washington University on December 4th. As the Blue Jays trap and force a turnover. Rowe leading Harris towards the basket, low right, up and in on the fast break.
A great reset there by Harris to take that extra dribble right before she puts up the layup. And also a great effort by the freshman in Haley Rowe.
And a travel for Drew-Ann Pankratz.
Love to see Coach Warner still standing. You know, she rarely sits down. She's a constant pacer back and forth in front of her girls that are sitting on the bench now. And you kind of love that out of a coach. A lot of passion that comes from her and her team, and hoping to get the opportunity to talk to her after the game even though things aren't exactly going their way. But we'll see if she's got a few words to say to us after the game.
Monroe on the left side of the paint. Scoops it through over the top of Kiki Phillips, who has entered for Carthage. So both teams pretty much using every player on their roster today. 61-39 with 4 minutes to go. CJ Harris with her hands in the passing lane. It's chased down by Bizzani. Pankratz, high for Bizzani, to the left edge for Phillips, on the move to the basket, and a travel before. Devin Vaughn returns, the freshman out of North Aurora. Carthage seeking their first CCIW victory of the season, picked to finish second in the preseason poll. As Megan Fitz buries a three-pointer. Elsewhere in the CCIW tonight, Wheaton leading by 17 at Augustana. And Carthage will spend a timeout. North Park leading by 5, 64-59 at home over North Central. And Illinois Wesleyan has defeated Milliken 77-59. Our next broadcast is tomorrow evening, men's basketball against Carthage. The preseason favorites in the CCIW. Carthage advanced to the NCAA sectional round last year as well. Both their men's and women's teams reached the final 16, where the Carthage men had their fourth date of the season with Illinois Wesleyan, which Illinois Wesleyan won to advance to the Elite Eight. 61-42 is the score. Follow the Elmhurst College Athletics on Twitter, twitter.com/Elmhurst Blue Jay. That will have results and so much more, news in addition to schedules about games that will be broadcast. ElmhurstBlueJays.com is the official athletic website of the Elmhurst College Blue Jays. Plenty of info for you there as you look in at the Elmhurst huddle. And there you can send your comments or suggestions. That goes to producer-director Glenn. Let him know all your thoughts. And don't forget, you can watch all of our broadcasts from the fall and from the winter on the Elmhurst TV YouTube page. 3:23 to play. Elmhurst inbounding the basketball to Fitz, off of a screen for three, off to the right. Harris blocked out on the rebound by Phillips. 3:15 to go. It's a 19-point lead for Carthage. Kuzmanik towards Pankratz, and we have an offensive foul. The Blue Jays are starting to get the breaks that they didn't have early on. They've trimmed it to 19 after trailing by over 30 points here in the second half. Lauren Rhodes walks it across, and entering the passing lane is Pankratz with the steal. Working against Rhodes to the bucket, underneath, off the rim. Right underneath the basket, tried to throw it up. Rhodes leads a charge the other way, and a blocking foul. So Lauren Rhodes will step to the line. She scored 8 points in the first two games this year. Out of Howell, Michigan, first team all-conference as both a junior and a senior. And her first free throw is off of the back iron. Rhodes with 4 points today off of the bench for Elmhurst. She's been on the floor for 8 minutes thus far in the ball game. (61-43) with 2:35 to play. Is it another turnover? Yep. Carthage throws it away once more. 2:31 to go. Elmhurst down 18. Fitz on the left wing, looking to lob for Mitchell, who's posting. She's being fronted defensively. Devin Vaughn on the move, tosses it up from 3 feet away. Off the mark, but the shot clock does not reset because it didn't hit the rim. 10 to shoot and a foul. They'll bail out Elmhurst. It's the 10th against Carthage. Michelle Wenzel with her first. And Megan Fitz will be shooting. Another freshman on this Elmhurst roster. 5 freshmen in total have joined the Blue Jay fold. Fitz hits both free throws. It is 61-45. Alan Gressel will return for Carthage.
Well, Megan Fitz, the freshman from Byron, comes into this game with average of 2.2 points per game. Not a lot of playing time out of the freshman here in Fitz, but scoring 7 points while she's had the opportunity to be on the floor, which is great to see out of a young player.
Bounce pass towards the basket and a foul as Bizani went up. Stephanie Mitchell with her first. It's the 8th against Elmhurst. Bizani shooting 2. First free throw is good. Corey Bizani with her first point of the day. Carthage 11 of 15 from the free throw line. With under 2 minutes to play, Bizani's second attempt is off the back iron. Harris controls the rebound. It'll be Harris waltzing ahead. Harris taking to the hole, scooping up and in. C.J. Harris with 8 points for Elmhurst, 62-47. Gressel into the right corner. Targets Kuzmanik. Lob into the lane towards Wenzel. Counted and a foul. Two in a row against Mitchell.
Well, it almost seemed like with around 8 minutes left to play in the game that Elmhurst was giving up, and now we're seeing that under 2 minutes they're showing a little bit more aggression and being more aggressive for sure.
Attempt at the three-point play is off the back iron, and Nikki Schaefer out of West Palm Beach, Florida with a rebound. Here is Fitz for 3, top of the arc, short. Offensive rebound for Harris. Harris again to the basket and in. Double digits for C.J. Harris. The second Elmhurst player to reach double digits today. Kelsey Monroe with 11. And a traveling violation. Haley Sturchik will once again enable the Blue Jays to chip away down 15 with 1:04 to play. Tim Bernero digging deeper into his bench. Kayla Tim will enter. Also returning Kara Sallin. .104 to play. It is a 15-point lead at 64-49. Harris, a hand checked. Michelle Wenzel's foul to put Harris in the line shooting 2. Free throw is no good. Second free throw falls in. Claire Gentry is also on the floor for the Blue Jays, who trail by 14 with 47 seconds to play, and they press the ball handler, Karis Allen. Vaughn is on her defensively. Bounced over towards Gressel on the right edge. High for Wenzel, back out to Allen for three. Doesn't touch anything. Offensive rebound, up and in. Wenzel with a second chance bucket. Carthage players and fans love it. And the shot clock is off as Harris will try from the right turn for three. C.J. Harris has come off of the bench to lead Elmhurst in scoring this evening with 14 points. Carthage down to 10 seconds. They'll look to dribble out on their first CCIW victory of the season, but instead it is Wenzel driving to the basket who is fouled.
Well, a great game for Harris, who's kind of closed out the second half for the Blue Jays and stepped up, definitely coming off of the bench. CJ may find herself a little bit more time throughout the season now after kind of showing that she can be a threat on offense and on defense, is from what we're seeing out of Harris.
Wenzel, a freshman out of Darien, Wisconsin. Second free throw rims out, 5 seconds to go. Fitz will hurry it ahead to try to pull up, and Elmhurst will not get off another shot. 67-53 is the final, in a game that really wasn't that close as Carthage secures their first CCIW victory of the season. They are now 1-2 and 10-4 overall, dropping Elmhurst to 1-2 and 6-8 overall. Up next for Carthage, Augustana at home Saturday, while the Blue Jays will travel down to Bloomington to face Illinois Wesleyan on Saturday. Take a break. In a few moments, we'll have Gina Veneer with the head coach, Tethany Werner. This is Blue Jay TV.
I wasn't sure getting out of high school if I wanted to bowl in college, but after I graduated high school, I knew that there wasn't any way I was going to not be able to do it. So I'm glad that I came to Elmhurst because it gave me that chance. Last year was a good year, had the first winning record for the team. I really like being on the team. It brings a lot of people together and it makes it a lot easier to meet other people. We're with each other 24/7 on the weekends when we have tournaments, and like 3 days a week for practice. Some of us work out together, go to dinner together. It's nice having those close friends to always fall back on if you need something, and they're always willing to help.
I have had a great experience at Elmhurst. I'm obviously involved with the volleyball program. We're like sisters. It was instant friends as soon as I came here. Every year, the seniors get to pick places where we want to go for a tournament. So we've been to California, Colorado, Boston, and it's just been a fun experience because not only do we play volleyball, we also get to do touristy types of things. I would say we're pretty close because we practice 5 days a week for 2.5 hours. We're lifting, we're doing bonding things, and we're traveling on the weekends. So you're pretty much with these girls for 3 months every single day for hours. So we're all pretty close.
Highlights, I'd probably say being on the tennis team is the first one. I get along with the guys really well. We just got back from our spring break trip in Hilton Head. That was really fun. It was good team bonding. A lot of people are friendly. I haven't met too many non-friendly people, I'd say. Everybody's pretty welcoming. The life around here, I'd say, is pretty good. I have a job off campus. I teach tennis for kids. My coach helped me out with it. He worked there when he was in high school. I mean, I try to do as much as I can while I'm here.
Final score in Elmhurst, Carthage 67, Elmhurst 53 on Blue Jay TV. This evening we'll have Gina Veneer joining the head coach Tethany Werner for a discussion about the contest today. Let's go to Gina courtside.
I might just make a statement. Hey, courtside down here with Coach Warner of the Elmhurst College Blue Jays. Unfortunately, not a good turnout for you guys against Carthage. You guys came into the game kind of struggled on offense. How much did falling behind right at the get-go kind of lead to a disappointment towards the end?
You know, it did. And there was a time where in the first half where we started driving. You know, we got them in foul trouble, and we started kind of clawing ourselves back. And so it got to be where maybe it was like a 6-point difference, and then all of a sudden we stopped kind of going away from driving. We kind of got a little soft, I would say, on offense, and then that's when the lead exploded up to about 10 or 11 going into halftime, and we really needed to cut that down because I felt like we were chipping away and just let it get away from us the last 5 minutes.
Which was absolutely a struggle for you guys, but coming into this game, big win against Augustana for you guys, and Carthage actually coming in with 2 losses in the CCIW. What was the approach to kind of try to attack this Lady Reds basketball team?
Well, we know that Carthage is a very good team, and we knew that they were coming in with a must-win attitude. But we told our girls that, you know, to me, every game is a must-win. Whether they need it or we need it, everyone needs a win. And so, you know, we had really 2 good days of practice coming in where we felt like we knew their offense very well, and I thought we were really prepared. I feel like overall my starters just didn't come prepared to go. Kelsey Monroe was probably the only one out of my starting group who did, and give credit to my bench. I mean, my bench came in and they fought every single second they can, and I really felt like they made the most out of the minutes they could, and it's a little disappointing for my starters. They need to be ready for a game like this. They don't need to be making me, I shouldn't have to motivate them to be ready.
Well, you absolutely sent a message by putting in that different lineup, and it actually worked to your advantage. 30 points was once the Carthage lead, and your bench brought it down to around 15. Talk about the and players that kind of stepped up for you.
You know, CJ has been coming on. She's had a last 2 games just very effective, and that was the thing with her, is that I feel like she can score on anyone that she wants to at any time. She's so so athletic, and when she puts her mind to it, she's better than anyone else on any team that we'll go up against. And she's really been putting in the extra effort in practice to get her in position, and I think she's finally just getting comfortable with shooting the ball. There's so many times that she wants to be a passer instead of a shooter, and I think right now she's finally seeing, especially today, that she can shoot whenever she wants.
Another conference game coming up on Saturday for you guys. What's the approach for practice and preparation leading up to that day?
You know, it's one of those things, I guess the good thing about conferences is you got to forget about this game, and we've got to turn it around and focus on Wesleyan. Wesleyan's a good team. It's one of those teams that if you commit a lot of turnovers, they're going to capitalize them. So the next few days that we have practice, we're really going to work on working on a scramble, so that way we're prepared for them jumping on at us all the time, and we're calm and collective, and that we value every possession.
Thanks a lot, Coach, for your time, and good luck on Saturday. Back to you guys.
Tethany Warner, the head coach of the Blue Jays, as Elmhurst falls to 6-8 and 1-2 in the CCIW. Thanks to Gina Vanier for chatting with the head coach of the Blue Jays here at R.A. Fagettle Hall. You heard Tethany Warner say the bench did the job in the second half, but just too big of a hole for Elmhurst to overcome, as they fall by 14, 67-53 is the final score. Let's take a look at the final numbers. Carthage shoots 47% in the game, 25 of 53. They were 4 of 14 from three-point range, 28%, and 13 of 20 at the line, 65%. Elmhurst, meanwhile, started the game making just one of their first 15 shots. They shot only 21% in the first half, struggled in the second half early, had their shooting percentage down at around 17% before finishing the game shooting 28% from the floor. They were 3 of 11 from three-point range, 27%, and 18 of 23 from the line, 78%. Carthage out-rebounds Elmhurst in the ball game 39-35, although 15 of the 35 rebounds for Elmhurst occurred on the offensive end. Looking at some of the numbers, well, Elmhurst did a pretty good job today on Diana Jacklin. Mentioned it more than once. Jacklin with 6 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 blocks for Carthage today, as she was held below her average. Kaylee Corcoran, actually the leading scorer for Carthage in the ball game, and the only player to reach double digits, finishing with 11. Carthage with an awful lot of contributions across the board. Allison Gressel with 8 points, Michelle Wenzel with 7, Danny Ripke and Taylor Tundelli with 7 points as well. Diana Jacklin with the 6, as we mentioned, likewise 6 for Christy Schmidt. On the flip side for Elmhurst, C.J. Harris off the bench with 14 points to lead the way. Kelsey Monroe with 11 for the Blue Jays. The rest of the Elmhurst starting 5 contributing just 8 points to go with the 11 from Monroe, leading to 19 points from the Elmhurst starters today. And you heard Tethy Werner talk about it specifically as Elmhurst falls in the contest 67-53. So, with that, the Blue Jays are 6-8 overall and 1-2 in the CCIW. I thank you for tuning in today and remind you that all of our broadcasts are available to view on demand through the Elmhurst TV YouTube page. So head back and check out any of our broadcasts from this season so far. For my partner Gina Veneer and for our entire crew here in Elmhurst, my name is Tim Calderwood saying thanks for watching Blue Jay TV. Mark Kruger will be alongside tomorrow for a men's game, 7:30 tip as the men take on Carthage. Thanks so much and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night.